This tutorial is about finding a solution of a system of linear equations, and in MATLAB potentially solving AX is equal to B. So if you look at your lab number 3 manual, let's look at problem number 1. So this is from your book. There are 3 pits of soil, and each pit has a certain combination of different types of grade of the soil. So we have sand, fine gravel, and coarse gravel. So pit 1 has 52% of sand, 30% of fine gravel, and 18% of coarse gravel. And we have 2 other sites from where we can bring the material. So the civil engineer is trying to construct at a building project, but he or she needs a certain amount of sand, fine gravel, and coarse gravel, which is given in the problem. So the question is, how should he or she combine pit 1, pit 2, pit 3? How much should be taken from each of these pits and combined so we get these proportions in the final product? So it's a problem of linear system of equations, and if you call x1, x2, and x3 the volume of the material that we take from pit 1 and pit 2 and pit 3, then since each one has different percentages, so 52%, 20%, and 25% combined from the x1, x2, and x3 should give us 4,800 of total sand. And so that forms one equation which combines the values from the 3 pits. And similarly, we have fine gravel and coarse gravel, and they also form one equation each. So we have 3 equations in 3 unknowns. And as we discussed in the class, we can convert them into a matrix equation which results in AX is equal to B. And this is what we can solve in MATLAB. So this would be a good point to review your tutorial on matrices, so you know how to create these matrices. So let's go to MATLAB, and I have already written the code to create matrix A, and this is what it looks like. And in a similar manner, let's create matrix B, and again it's a column vector. And to find x, our equation that we learned in the class is that it's A inverse times B. So in MATLAB, the inverse of A can be found using in function, which I'll just put help in, and you can read that it finds the inverse of a square matrix. Okay, it actually gives us an error or warning if the matrix is singular, and we'll talk about that in the next tutorial. But for now, let's look at the inverse of matrix A, and we can see that it has computed a value without giving us any warning. So we need to multiply matrix A with matrix B, and this is a matrix multiplication. Let's look at the size of A and size of B. So we are multiplying a 3 by 3 matrix with 3 by 1, which will result in a 3 by 1 matrix, and these 2 matrices are conformal for multiplication. So x is equal to inverse of A times B, and that gives us an answer x. And as you can see, this is a typical default format in which MATLAB will respond to you. So it's saying 4.0 into 10 to the power 3, 7.1 into 10 to the power 3. So this is the power the scientific notation in which it is giving us the answer. Now what we can do here is change that format. So the command for that is format, and this is actually one of my favorite commands because it changes to accounting type of printing. So it's called format bank, and now if you print X again, you'll see that it's giving you answer with 2 decimal places. Okay, if you want to go back, actually you should do use help format and see what other formats are available for you to print your answer. There's short, long, short, floating point, long floating point, and I think there are a couple of other, this engineering format. So and this is the one we just used, the bank. It's used for dollars and cents. Okay, so I hope this tutorial helps you see how to compute X, or how to basically solve A is equal to AX is equal to B, which is sort of an equation that will help us solve a system of linear equations, and we will run into this equation again and again in various ways.